Good afternoon. This is Michael Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. I'm going to use the last couple minutes of my lunch to kind of update on what may or may not be coming as far as our weather. First thing we're looking at is what will become the onset of rain here over the next couple of hours. This should begin to reach Madison County somewhere between 3 and 4 o'clock, and we should have a decent amount of rain overnight into the morning. At this point, the temperatures really have not climbed the way it looked like they would. We're staying a little cooler, so maybe we'll see some thunder with this overnight as the warm front kind of pushes in and then the cold front quickly chases. But thunder may or may not happen at this point. With that said, we're going to turn our attention to forecast models. Something I don't do very often, but I kind of they're good for visuals anyway. So here's a GFS. We'll start with this first system. I'm going to try to make this fast. You can see it's kind of underdone with the precipitation and a little bit too far west. So, but we'll take a look nonetheless. You can kind of see the rainfall move through. And then during the day tomorrow, for some reason these models are kind of showing us coming through as rainfall. But given the air dynamics, all the warm air appears that it would be at the surface, and by warm, that's relatively speaking, we're going to be in the mid 30s, maybe even the lower 30s. So anything that falls tomorrow will fall as rain or as snowfall or a mix, but it doesn't really look like it's going to be of any real consequence. That'll push on through, and then we'll take a look at our Sunday system. So here we are at late Saturday night, getting into the early hours. This is about 7 o'clock Sunday morning, and you can see the GFS right now. It's got the heaviest hit of snow farther south. This at one point looked like this would be all rainfall this far north, but it's not going to be. It's going to be a snowfall event the way it looks right now. And so as we're taking a look at this, it's the GFS earlier, it had a dead hit in central Indiana. Yesterday it was farther northwest. Same with the Euro and the Canadian. They're all kind of fluctuating around. So we're still trying to figure out exactly how this is going to play out. Same with the system next week. The models are trying to figure it all out. Anything Sunday, as I noted in the text of my forecast last night, 1 to 3 inches maybe. That's all kind of questionable on the track. So we'll push this on through. That gets you through the Sunday system. We'll take a look at the European. I've kind of got this on the regional set because the Canadian on pivotal weather won't do the local. Otherwise, I would zoom in a little closer. As we take a look again, European kind of doing what the others were doing at the end of the system tomorrow. They're wanting to put in rainfall, but it's probably going to be some snowfall tomorrow into Friday. Again, of little to no consequence. We get into the Sunday system. You can see the European is farther north. Let me scroll this up a little bit. European is much farther north, but it's also kind of split. And I think the Canadian kind of does this too. We'll take a look in a second, but you can see there's kind of a split where we had the initial wave up here, and it starts to transfer the energy down here. So you'll see that it just kind of glosses over us and comes together over in Ohio. I don't think that's going to happen, but we have seen it happen numerous times. So, who knows? We'll take a look at the Canadian real quick again for Sunday. Again, the Canadian doing the same thing as the others, showing rainfall tomorrow evening. It's probably going to be light snow of little to no consequence. Here comes the Sunday system, and it's kind of a split setup also, though it is farther north than what the European is, and it does get this stuff together a little bit better. So again, I think a 1 to 3 inch snowfall on Sunday is very possible. It may be less. It's possible it could be more, but I'd say 1 to 3 inches right now. We'll move ahead and take a look at the next system, the one that we've been watching for a long time. This would be Wednesday, and you can see the Canadian brings it in, and it's got us here with the low tracking into southern Indiana, It's got us picking up some sleet and freezing rain, and then heavy snow going through like Lafayette and Kokomo as it advances through, and then leaving some snowfall behind. I'll show you what they're doing as far as snowfall amounts in a minute. And we'll take a look here at the GFS. Again, we're getting into, here we are on Wednesday. You can see the GFS much farther south, bringing some snowfall through, but it is much farther south. And then we'll take a look at the European. And here we go. Euro is just now loading, so I think we've gotten far enough here. As we get into Wednesday, this is early Wednesday, and you can see it is way south compared to the others. So we're seeing some oscillation. Again, these were they were south, then they went northwest, and they came across here with the earlier runs. Now they're back kind of southeast. So we're all trying to figure this out. Based on what happened in the Aleutian Islands a few weeks ago, I actually think this is probably too far south, and our snow chance next Wednesday into Thursday is actually probably pretty good. So that said, I'll try to wrap this up. We'll take a look across the models. There goes tomorrow's wave, little to nothing. This is a GFS. Here's a GFS for Sunday. Again, maybe 1 to 3 inches. It has the kind of split and has the majority of the snow going through Ohio. And then here we come on the Wednesday system, and you can see, much like what the European's going to do, it's very split up, and it pushes the majority of energy. It doesn't really bring it together until Ohio and Pennsylvania. Take a look here at the European. Again, for tomorrow, just a dusting. Sunday, it's actually got the heavier snow up to the northwest, kind of splits us and then puts it back together in Ohio and Pennsylvania. So it's got that split idea also. And then we get into Wednesday, and you can see the snowfall much farther south. It's just got us right on the edge of getting an inch. And last but not least, we'll take a look at the Canadian. About an inch or so tomorrow and Friday. Again, this probably would not really stick to much. Sunday, it's kind of got the split idea, but it brings a couple of inches into the region. This strengthens the low a little faster and puts the heaviest snow over into Ohio. That gets on out, and then here comes the main system on Wednesday. And you can see it's got southeastern Madison County with an inch and northwestern Madison County with, up to 7 inches. So that kind of divide does happen with these type of systems. It's all a matter of the location, the amounts. I suspect we're going to be somewhere in a 3 to 6 inch snowfall, if I had to guess this far out. But there's a lot to be figured out, and we'll fine tune this as we go on. I just kind of wanted to give you a little visual on what's coming up tomorrow, Sunday, and then Wednesday. As this gets better, I will do a better update for you. In the meantime, this is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Have a great day.